Hello everyone, my name is AZZATRU, how are you, and welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video of mine. And in this video I'm going to be talking about a bunch of tweets that Guillaume, the hero designer, shared on Twitter yesterday. So he's been discussing what heroes will be buffed, nerfed, changed, that sort of stuff in the coming weeks, probably in the next patch. So I'll be giving my thoughts and opinions on what is going to be changed and hopefully relaying brand new information to you guys. Before I do get into the news on hero changes, I just want to ask you guys a question. So I'm aiming to try and stream more often in the next couple of weeks, but what days would work best for you? Saturday, but more so Friday works best for me, and I was going to stream tonight, but I am going out, so I can't actually stream. But I think Friday evenings in the UK is going to work best for me, but I want to get some ideas from you guys, so let me know in the comment section below. I know there's a bunch of new people that have subscribed to the channel over the last week or so, so I'd like your input in the comment section below. That'd be really appreciated. So now let's move on to the news. Now, the tweets are coming from the hero designer on Star Wars Battlefront 2, Guillaume, who we all know from the previous game. But if you did not know, this is this guy, and he is in charge of changing all of the stuff relating to the hero. So he said, hey, haven't been on here for a while. I've been back at work about a week. Just wanted to let you know what I'm looking at besides new stuff. Now, new stuff is always a good thing. Fingers crossed for Season 2 heroes. Okay, so Palpatine's Lightning and Dark Aura, Combat Roll's OPness, Phasma's Staff Attacks, Iden's Droid Stun, Luke being weak, Kylo being weak, Yoda being a bit weak in Heroes vs Villains, Rey a bit too strong, Bossk a little bit too strong, and have a look at Chewbacca. He says, we're getting new data soon, so this might change depending on the results, but that's the current plan for the next patch. So that's great to hear. Hopefully we get a new patch within 2 weeks, because they did say they're going to try and make it so it's every 2 weeks. That would be awesome. So my thoughts on his first two tweets are, I don't really care for Kylo's buff. I think he's okay, kind of, depending what star cards you have. I think Luke is fine, but a lot of people have been complaining about that, so I can understand that. Phasma's staff attacks absolutely need to be buffed. The ability itself is quite slow, and in Heroes vs Villains, if you use the staff attack, you get absolutely destroyed by lightsaber heroes. There's no point using it. It's also very weak. It does not do much damage, so if it could do a little bit more damage and it's more faster, that would be really, really good. Obviously, Chewbacca, as much as I love him, he is OP, so he needs to come down a bit. As for Rey, I think she's okay right now, or even potentially a little bit weak in some modes, and I just think that she shouldn't be touched as much. However, in response to someone's tweet saying she seems pretty balanced, he said, the change won't be drastic, she just stands out a lot in data I'm seeing, together with Bossk, Palpatine, Warlining, and Chewie, which is understandable, and at the end of the day, he's got the data, we don't have the data. And Knappen actually said this about Dark Aura. So he said, Dark Aura's fine, but how far the lightning can go through walls isn't. And Guillaume responded with saying, I'd rather fix his abilities first, going through walls, otherwise I might over-nerf him. And Battlefront Updates did talk about the Dark Aura, and Guillaume said, the change for Dark Aura is because it's fairly hard to tell what kills you until you're dead. A bit frustrating on the receiving end, but as long as Palpatine can see the enemies, it will affect them. And Battlefront Updates also expressed concern over Rey and Bossk, just like a few of us have, and he said, yeah, it's just a small change. So that's good to hear. You know, I think Bossk is okay. If you play him well, he's a really good hero, but he can also be really weak depending what star cards you have set up if you're new to using him. Now, a lot of people have been saying Boba is completely useless since the latest patch on Tuesday, but Guillaume said, looking at our second favourite bounty hunters, E3, found some numbers that were low at distance. So that's probably going to get a bit of a buff, so it'll make him much more enjoyable to those of you that don't think he's very useful at the moment. He also went on to say he's looking at Vader's choke, the camera and the minigame specifically, so they need to make it a bit more snap, and that's what he's going to be doing. So Hopefully that's improved. It is quite glitchy at the moment, and fingers crossed it's definitely a much better experience when you're using it and on the receiving end of it as well. A question that a lot of you might have is, how long do these changes usually take? Well, someone actually asked this question and Guillaume was kind enough to answer with a good insight. So he said, depends on the change, to be honest. First, I have to define what point in the hero is weak and then change it. Might be a couple of hours, might be half a day or longer. Improving Phasma's staff is work for me and the animators, so it might be 4 days worth of work. And this is probably why the staff was not really looked at as such in the previous patch, but it definitely needs to be buffed, and he did say they are looking at it. So fingers crossed it does make it into the next patch, because I got that epic star card for the last Jedi season, and it's for the staff, and I just don't want to use it, or the staff in total at the moment. It's just not very good. So that's all of the updates regarding hero changes. Fingers crossed we get this patch within 2 weeks' time. That would be awesome. And hopefully we get some news on Season 2. Use the comment section below right now to discuss what I've talked about. What heroes would you like to see buffed or nerfed? Obviously, most people are going to say Kylo and Luke to be buffed and the others to be nerfed, especially Chewie and Palpatine. And right now, Leia is actually the most powerful according to Dennis in terms of kill-death ratio. She's actually surviving a lot with that secondary fire. That's all for the video today. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and check out any of the 2 previous videos on screen. I'd really appreciate it if you did. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all in my next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Goodbye.